In today's video, I'll be teaching you about the fundamentals of protein. This will be an extremely important video because protein is crucial to our health and the main component of our nutrition, yet most of us know little about it. I'll be going over what protein is, the importance of protein and its role in the human body, sources of protein, specifically animal versus plant-based sources, how much protein we should actually be getting from our diet on a daily basis, and then I'll end with my opinion on what type of diet is the best type of diet to ensure you're getting enough protein. If you're finding this information helpful, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Now, let's get into it. Protein is one of the three main macronutrients, the other two being carbohydrates and fat. These three nutrients together is what constitutes the majority of our food. Protein is particularly important because a significant percentage of our body is actually made from protein. Therefore, we have to make sure we get quality sources of protein from our diet. So what is protein exactly? Protein is what is considered to be a large or macro molecule. This large molecule is made up of smaller subunits called amino acids. Now, not all proteins are exactly the same. There are thousands of different types of proteins made up of all different combinations of amino acids. And these unique amino acid configurations is what gives each protein its unique properties and functions. Now, altogether, there are 20 total amino acids. Now, 9 of these amino acids are what are considered to be essential, meaning that our body cannot synthesize these amino acids itself, and we have to get these particular amino acids from our diet. The other 11 amino acids can be synthesized within our body, which means we don't really have to rely on our diet for those ones. Now, this is an important, if not the most important point when it comes to understanding dietary protein, that there are essential amino acids that we need to get from our diet, and that not every dietary source of protein actually provides all these essential amino acids. I'll explain this further later on in the video, but I just wanted to highlight the point as we begin. So, the names of these essential amino acids include histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Not so important to remember the names of these amino acids, but I did just want to mention them so that you would be familiar. Let's now get into the roles of protein in the human body. Like I mentioned earlier, protein makes up a significant amount of your actual body. It is estimated that for the average person, 15 to 20% of your body is made up of protein, so quite a lot. Some important roles of protein in your body include enzyme function, structural support, cellular signaling, immune function, and muscle growth and maintenance. So, let's go through some of these roles in more detail to give you a better picture of just how important protein actually is. Enzymes are proteins that catalyze or cause chemical reactions to occur in the body that are necessary for many important metabolic processes. For example, take the breakdown and digestion of carbohydrates. Amylase is an enzyme and also a protein that we have in our body that will bind to a large carbohydrate molecule, like one you'd find in a sweet potato, and then will facilitate the breakdown of these large carbohydrate molecules into smaller sugar molecules that our body can then digest and absorb. Structural proteins such as collagen and keratin provide support and strength to our body's tissues. Collagen is actually the most abundant protein in the human body and is found in many different types of body tissues. In skin, collagen provides strength, elasticity, and support. It's the type of protein that many people believe keeps us looking young and beautiful. In tendons and ligaments, collagen fibers function to connect bone to muscles or bone to bone in order to stabilize our joints and provide strength and support for movement. Collagen fibers are found in cartilage, which provides support and cushioning for our joints, such as the knee, hip, and shoulder. Other parts of our body that collagen provides support and structure to include our bones, blood vessels, eyes, teeth, hair, and intestines. Another important role of protein in the human body is in the immune system. Proteins play a crucial role in the immune system by helping protect the body against harmful pathogens, such as bacteria, viruses, and parasites. Some ways in which proteins contribute to the immune system include antibodies, the complement system, T cells and B cells, cytokines, MHC molecules, and interferons. Now, without going into too much detail about each of these unique systems, proteins essentially function within the immune system to help protect our body from foreign invaders by neutralizing and destroying these pathogens, while also being involved in the repair and regeneration of damaged tissues, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. Probably the most well-known function of protein is in building and maintaining muscle mass. Proteins are the building blocks of muscle tissue, and muscle fibers are made up primarily of proteins called actin and myosin. When we engage in resistance or strength training, the muscle fibers are damaged and need to be repaired. During the repair process, the body uses specific amino acids from some of the protein we obtain through our diet to then repair and rebuild the damaged muscle fibers, ultimately making them stronger and thicker. The three main amino acids that are used in muscle repair and synthesis are leucine, isoleucine, and valine, also commonly referred to as branched chain amino acids, or BCAAs. These branched chain amino acids are what I earlier described as essential amino acids, meaning that we can only get them from our diet and our body cannot synthesize them on its own. In addition, other essential amino acids that play a role in muscle repair include lysine, histidine, and methionine. So now that we have a good general idea of just how important protein is for our body and health, let's learn about the food sources of protein. Protein can be found in a variety of foods, including both animal-based and plant-based sources. Animal-based proteins, however, such as meat, fish, eggs, and dairy, are considered complete proteins because they contain all of the essential amino acids that the body needs. Now, remember earlier how I taught you that there are specific types of amino acids that our body can only get from the diet. This is why animal-based proteins can be so beneficial and crucial to maintaining and optimizing our health. When you consume animal-based foods in your diet, in addition to those foods providing you with many important nutrients like essential fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals, etc., you can also typically be assured that you're likely obtaining all of your essential amino acids that are necessary for all of those important functions that I mentioned earlier. Now, on the other hand, plant-based foods can also provide you with all the essential amino acids. However, most plant-based foods are considered to be incomplete proteins, meaning that you'll likely have to eat a variety of plant-based foods together in order to accumulate and take in all of your essential amino acids. For example, eating a steak will provide you with all the essential amino acids just from that steak alone. However, to get in all of your essential amino acids from a plant-based diet will likely require you to eat many types of plant-based foods daily, such as combinations of different beans, nuts, grains, seeds, etc. So although it seems certainly possible to obtain all of your essential amino acids from a plant-based diet alone, it will likely require some more effort and attention. Now, there actually are some plant-based foods that can be considered complete proteins. These foods include soy, quinoa, buckwheat, chia seeds, amaranth, and hemp seeds. It is important to note, however, that just because these foods contain all the essential amino acids, it does not mean that they always contain all of these essential amino acids in significant amounts per that serving size. So again, this means if you are following a plant-based diet, consuming a variety of plant-based foods is typically recommended for optimal nutritional and protein intake. Another factor that I do also want to mention when comparing both protein sources is the digestibility and availability of protein in the human body. In general, animal-based protein sources such as meat, fish, eggs, and dairy are considered to be more easily digestible than plant-based protein sources, such as grains, legumes, and nuts. However, the complete plant-based protein sources, such as soy and soy-based products, quinoa, amaranth, and buckwheat are also considered to be easily digestible as well. Keep in mind that cooking methods and genetics are also other important factors that affect digestibility. In general, when it comes to digestibility and preferred protein sources, it is always important to understand that it will likely vary from person to person. So now that we understand why protein is so important and where to get our protein from, let's learn how much protein we should actually be getting on a daily basis. The recommended daily intake of protein varies based on factors such as age, sex, and activity level. In general, adults should aim to consume 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. So for example, a 165-pound person will likely require around 60 grams of protein per day. However, athletes and other active individuals may need more protein to support muscle growth and repair. Consuming more protein than your body needs typically results in weight gain, as any extra protein is converted into fat. Excess protein intake has also been linked to kidney problems and other organ damage. However, this remains controversial and many other factors are likely involved. Not getting enough protein can lead to muscle loss, weakness, a poor immune system, difficulty in healing from injuries, and many other problems. As you've now learned, protein has so many important roles in our body. In conclusion, I just want to end with my opinion on what I think is the optimal diet and optimal way to go about taking in your daily requirement of protein. Obviously, we now all know why protein is so important and something we really do have to take seriously if we want to take our health seriously. It's important to make sure that we consume foods that provide us with all the essential amino acids. If you're okay eating animal-based foods, then you can likely be confident that you're achieving your daily needs of essential amino acids. If you're strictly abiding by a plant-based diet, understand that you will likely have to consume more of a variety of foods and be more cognizant and careful in order to obtain all of your essential amino acids. Keep in mind that we do vary from person to person, with different genetics, preferences, beliefs, and lifestyles, and that the optimal diet and way of eating will also vary from person to person as well. So, with that said, I always think the best piece of advice when it comes to eating healthier in general is to first understand the fundamentals of nutrition, so that you know how nutrition works, why it's important, and how it affects your body. Then, you can make decisions on your diet based on the basic science, plus your own personal preferences, beliefs, and genetics. This way, you won't ever have to rely on fad diets, trendy diets, or advice from others, including that of myself. You can make the best dietary decision based on your own information. Diet varies from person to person, and in the end, you have to find a way of eating that is right specifically for you, and one in which you can sustain. So, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I think this information is essential to know when it comes to our nutrition and health. If you also found this video valuable, please hit that like button and let me know what you think in the comments below. I will see you in the next video.